And we're back. Sorry, I was filming and it is starting to downpour. So this is so cool. Don't blink. This is Ray. Welcome to our show. I hope it's doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 28 June 2025. Today we're talking about the state of mind. So we're talking about how should we feeling about things. See, I'm not a victim. Okay. Today is a very weird day, ADHD wise, and it's kind of crazy because we had a similar situation yesterday. So I don't know what's up. I don't know if it's affected by the weather. But just coming in and sharing thoughts, sharing personal beliefs, sharing personal experiences, how I feel, a state of soul. Yeah, a lot of things. I like to share with you guys because this is not only a diary, but this is also the life of a man, the journey of a person until growth. A lot of people are looking for enlightenment, but you have to have growth before. Yesterday, my mom called me and she had insecurities about something that I did, which I didn't do. So she thought I did something. Okay, so I found a vape on the floor, and I was like, okay, well, I can sell that, right? Now the reality is, I have a couple of friends. They're vaping. I was like, dude, I found it on the floor. I can give it to them. And because she saw me pick it up, she said, oh, this is what you said for smoking, right? To give you an excuse, because I know, my mom, she's smart. I know that she knows. No, she knows that I know that she watches the video. So, you know, but reality, it's just that. And because we had this fight, and because this was actually something kind of crazy. Because we had this fight, I was like, okay, well, I don't feel, it's not insecurities. Why it's insecurities? Because it brought me back to a time where I lied to them so much that I lost all trust. My father didn't trust me, my mom didn't trust me, everything I was saying was a lie. Why? Because I lied a lot. See, the thing with lying, and this is something that I learned, is that this is actually kind of crazy. The thing with lying a lot is that you'll lose trust. And until you get caught, you're like, okay, well, I'm so smart, I don't get caught. But people trust you. And when that trust is broken, it's broken. Then, yesterday, I felt like that again. And I promised her, no, Mom, no, I'm not doing it, I promise you. And then I showed her the video where I said, hey, this is for my friend, you know? And it was good, but yesterday, and this is kind of crazy in itself. So yesterday, I had a off day. I don't know what was up. I think, I think about this yesterday, actually, for the weather. Because the weather. And look at this today. The weather is the same thing, right? The reason for the weather is I don't have a schedule, so I'm more relaxed. But also, my life is missing structure. And it's something growing up, you realize. You realize that your life is missing structure. How do you realize that? Well, I was dealing with X, Y, Z. And because I was dealing with X, Y, Z, I didn't have to worry about structure. That's maturing, you finally see some sign of that you can improve. And also, this whole thing of content creation is a self-growth journey, right? So you're gonna be reading a lot of books on self-growth. You're gonna be experiencing vicariously things. For example, this person experienced that. They experienced this fear of missing out. Then because this person experienced fear of missing out, you experience yourself because you're aware of that, right? And then when you mature and when you experience more of life, you're aware of the lackluster part of your life. For example, structure-wise, it's something I'm missing. Now, why am I missing structure? Is actually quite simple. See, at the beginning of this video, I was like, okay, well, I this morning I woke up, I was so fucking stressed because I had to prove my mom that I did do something. I was like, oh, she's mad at me, and you know, I don't like my mom being mad at me because I love my mom. And I was like, fuck, you know, how can I fix that? It was really weird, right? I made an effort, and yeah. So, long story short, damage is good. Damage is good. We like damage. Long story short, I was messing up, right? And that's when I realized that, oh my god, this is gonna be sounding so weird. I went back in time. Didn't go back in time per se, but we went back to the period of time where I was dealing with certain issues, when I was lying a lot and when I was manipulating a lot, it was insecurity in itself. I didn't lie because I liked it. I lied because I felt the need to. I felt the need. I used to lie a lot to Carl, and Carl would pick up on it, and he would be like, "Why are you lying, dude?" And I didn't know what I was lying. The truth is, my life was so boring that I needed to invent a life to seem half as interesting as he was. I was just living as a normal life. The difference is, he wasn't trying to prove himself to me, and I was trying to prove myself to him, which equated into a lack of confidence and lack of self-love. So I felt like that, right? And when you're in a place where you're like, holy shit, I don't know what to do. So I went back to this very insecure part of my life, and back in those days, I was 21, 22, I found healing and I found comfort in getting tattoos, physical pain. When I was getting physical pain, I was, okay, well, I'm not feeling emotional pain. People will say, oh, this tattoo is so cool. What does it represent? And for a second, it was about the tattoo, it wasn't about me, right? It was a sort of comfort, right? And I feel that because this happened yesterday, I needed comfort so that when I started my day, I was a complete wreck. For example, we filmed the door instead of filming the outside. I'm so rough with myself. I'm so rough with myself, and this is part of the paranoia. This is part of the degeneracy. I made a mistake, it happens, right? But I was so hard on myself, like, dude, you're still something stupid. And I'm making mistakes, and because we made mistakes, well, we made mistakes here. So we're recording the tower, and I clicked on pause. So what I did, completely honesty over here, we went to Tasties, right? And it's from Old Dutch. The company is Old Dutch. So I spoke a bit of Dutch. I don't know what to speak of Dutch. I know how to say Guten Morgen, Ich liebe dich, I like you. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, which is we speak Dutch. That's pretty much it. And I all learned from Kid Boga, by the way. Shout out Kid Boga. We released a video yesterday, finally a long video. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but he doesn't release that much content. So I don't know if there's early retirement, kind of slacking off, I don't know. So I went to Google and I pressed pause because look at my Google, there's a lot of porn, right? Not porn on Google, but porn in my search history. Again, is there too much information? Most likely. Should I say this? No, not really. But at the same time, who gives a shit? This is my perception. This is my reality. I watch porn. Big deal. Is it healthy behavior? No. I was gonna say something else, and I don't know what to say else. It's not a healthy behavior. See, this is part of realizing things. For example, I was talking about how, oh well, I'm missing structure. I realized I'm missing structure, right? So I went to Google and I pressed pause for this video, and I didn't press play when I started. So it was a couple minutes. Is that a big deal? No. Was I pissed? Was I annoyed? Absolutely. Why? What? Who cares? What difference does it make? And the answer is I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks because you're hurting yourself. What I'm trying to say here, and this is kind of crazy. This is kind of mentally demanding and kind of deranged. You don't often see yourself as having these. Okay. Am I weird? Absolutely. Do I sometimes have weird behavior? Absolutely. Am I a fucked up being? No. Am I fucked in the head? No. Do I need help? I think we all need help. To what degrees is the question, right? To what degrees? There's always going to be this, you're going to act yourself and like, what did I do that? Well, you did that because of X, Y, Z. And the problem is, I'm okay with X, I'm okay with Z, but why I'm not sure as to why I'm having this behavior. Why? I'm not sure as to why. This is all planned, by the way. So because I was so hard on myself, I'm like, why are you so hard on yourself? Right? And then yesterday, it was the same way. But then, when I started this video, what did I tell you? It's super easy. I told you one simple thing. I had an argument with my mom, and I felt like I disappointed her. Which is okay. You disappoint people, it happens. But I disappointed my mom because she thought I did something that I didn't do. So the answer to the thing that she thought I did, but I didn't do, was to prove to her that I didn't do it. If I was able to prove to her that I didn't do it, I'll get forgiveness, right? Even though in the first place I shouldn't get mad. See, this is also something I realized with maturing. Sometimes, not often, but sometimes, I get in problem with people. And I at first was like, why the fuck are you mad at me, dude? I didn't do shit. I was like, you know what? They're right to be mad. They're able to be mad. If they feel anger, they should be able to feel anger. This is their own emotion. I'm not gonna say, why the fuck are you angry? Don't be angry. Slap, slap, slap. Bad boy, bad girl. They're angry, right? It's about being mature, in my opinion, or this journey, if you will, of growing up with YouTube. And already the amount of progress that we did in 4 years is a lot, but it doesn't stop there. It's not because, oh, well, I grew up a lot, I'm not able to. By the way, we're going to be reaching 6,400 waves on the tower. This is my record. So yes, Inky, go Inky, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. It doesn't matter if you're mad. I know that sounds like an asshole, but here, let me tell you why it does matter. Because it's not about you getting mad. Understanding why you're reacting that way. Is there something I'm doing? So for example, my mom getting mad at me. Or thinking I'm lying. See, my mom, she wasn't mad. She was like, hey, you need to tell me. And I was like, Mom, I'm not doing it. And she got mad because she thought I was lying, which I wasn't. That's why she got mad. She's like, dude, you're lying to me. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not lying. But at the same time, she felt in her heart of hearts that I lied to her, that she's able to feel that way. It is why we're reacting this way. For my mom, because I lied to her a lot, right? And this is always going to be left as scar, right? I did a video talking about AI, and my friend, he felt like I talked about him. I wasn't talking about him. Why was he mad? Because I made a video like a year ago where he felt like I was being demeaning to him, but I was just talking about how I felt, and he took it the bad way. Like, yo, well, you talk shit about me, and then again, you can talk shit about me. So there's this card that I left, right? And they're not reacting to the present discussion, they're reacting to this card. The fact that this could be a repeated behavior, a repeated thing, right? So when somebody's reacting that way to you, I have to understand why. My mom giving me shits felt like I was back at 22 and not being trusted. Now, what I'm saying, this is the important part. At 22, I was able to get tattoos. Do I want to get tattoos more? Absolutely. However, right now, I don't like my body. People will say, oh dude, why don't you show me off your tattoos? Because I don't like my body. I don't like my body. And I feel like tattoos would be a really good idea. Here's why. I don't like my body, so I'm gonna modify my body. Modify my body where? Having tattoos. More piercing, right? No, lose the weight, because this is a cause of insecurities. And then when you like your body, you can improve your body. But first of all, don't mask the problem. It's like a person that has acne, right? And they're very insecure about the acne. So what they do is they put a lot of makeup, right? Instead of actually going out and finding product to say, you know what, I'm gonna reduce my acne. And when I'm gonna be reducing my acne, then I can find makeup. I'm not trying to hide the problem, I'm trying to solve the problem. The problem is I'm overweighted. Is being overweight a problem? No. As long as you're comfortable in your skin. Am I comfortable in my skin? No. Right? So we're not masking up the problem. Because I'm not able to get tattoos, I'm still feeling this discomfort, right? So why am I feeling this discomfort? Well, I'm missing structure. This structure, who's to tell you? Okay, second part of the video. I thought my mom, me and my mom fighting, so it's complex. It's really complex. My dad, we're gonna fight a lot. Me and my dad, we fight a lot. It's not really fighting, but it's more like arguments. You believe this, I believe that, right? So it's more that than anything else. It happens not that often, but it happens. And with my father, it's a bit more complicated because it's a case of, see, my father and I will fight, but my father's good for that. My father's good for that. My father is gonna say, well, okay, well, did I want this fight? Does this fight really matter? That's something he taught me. So I'll fight my father, and then a couple of days after we'll talk. It'll be awkward. He said, hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? We're going to mention this fight, which is a very manly thing to do. Don't think about your problems, and then we'll act like it never happened, right? My mom, she's in a different way. My mom is more like, how can you do? Why are you doing this to me? I'm nice to you. Or for example, why are you doing this? She she'll see a behavior as an attack, and then she's like, well, what do I do? Do I have to defend myself or attack? Which is, if you have to, and this is really normal. It's really normal because when you're facing a situation, there's two possible reactions: fight or flight. My mom is fight. My father is fight. He's gonna forget about the problem, right? But how do I fight? Is it a big problem? How much do I fight? I'll give you shit, but are we okay after that? You know, it's a bit more complex. I thought me and my mom fighting was the reason why this morning I was so insecure, so in a rush, or making mistakes. You see, and this is the crazy part. This morning, I made a couple mistakes, right? And I was associating. This is. I'm telling you right now. This. You would study this in psychology at university. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but this is really in depth. I thought this morning I was feeling nervous about the situation, the fight that happened. Okay? But then I went and I proved to her, like, hey, this is the video. She said, oh, okay, you proved it. It's all good. And so that I still felt that way. Like, oh, maybe it's the weather. But then I remember yesterday how the weather affected me. I'm like, okay, well, it was before the fight with my mom. This is the fight with my mom didn't happen. This couldn't affect me. Something that didn't happen cannot affect me. So then I was like, okay, well, this is the weather that affects me. But I'm liking the weather, so it's not affecting me. It's not the first time. It's not the first time that I'm seeing rain. And it's not the first time. I don't mind rain, I like rain. Because today, I'm decided I'm going to be able to film them. So what's going on? Right? And then, I'm lacking structure. I'm lacking structure in my life. So this is kind of crazy. So right now, we're working, but we're not working. So to me, working is what? It's complex. To me, okay, I'll put it like that. To me, working is having a job. Okay, that's good. And to me, having a job is having a set schedule from Monday to Friday, this time to this time, right? Or they'll call you and say, hey, you're working on this day, here's the schedule. With the agency, it's really complex. It's really complex. So that being said, I don't have the structure, right? Now, the craziest thing is I haven't worked a normal job or a permanent job in more than a year. Last time that I worked a permanent job was March 2024. We are in June 2025. More than a year, right? So I was like, okay, well, how come it didn't affect me last year? Well, last year I was making content like crazy. That's one thing that I was doing. I was making content. So this structure was either, there's two possibilities. Either the structure was viewed as you're working. But the behavior, the mentality behind it is genius. You're working. Or B, you're so busy, you're so overwhelmed with the activity, what you have to do or your task, that you don't see this lack of structure. And because you don't see this lack of structure, you're like, okay. I don't acknowledge the problem because I don't think about the problem, right? So what changed? If it is perception B, nothing changed. I'm working less, which means I got more energy, which means I'm thinking more. Then I'm thinking more about my problems. Ergo, not a lack of structure. If there's problem A, which is I'm working, and although it's not a job, which is a 9 to 5, it's making content. So what changed? Well, recently I've noticed that I finally put away the plan A of making content. It's still a plan B, it's still my dream, but it's not a plan A anymore. And it should have never been a plan A. Wait until you start having hopes of making it. Yesterday I got the biggest gift that I've ever received on TikTok, which was 700 coins on TikTok. You know how much 700 coins represent Canadian dollars? $3.50. I'm very grateful, but my rent is 675. It doesn't work. I'm not blaming people. I'm not blaming people. I'm blaming myself for putting in plan A and putting myself in a financial situation where I'm in dire need of cash, which makes me have a job. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, what I would have done is last year start working. You know what would be insane? Imagine, okay, just imagine. Last year I had this part-time job, and this part-time job I have money saved up, and this part-time job is a lifeline. So yes, I'm spending my saving, but I'm spending a lot less saving than I was. Because I have a part-time job, I have this perfect equilibrium between I'm doing what I need to do and I'm doing what I want to do, you know? And that is amazing. That is amazing because life shouldn't be about being all, okay? Put it like that. Life shouldn't always be about doing what you want, right? But life shouldn't always be about doing what you need to do. There's a perfect equilibrium. Now, depending on the person, this equilibrium will change. Some people are more demanding. For example, myself with structure. I need to do this. For example, yesterday, the craziest thing that happened yesterday. And I told you this multiple times yesterday. And I told you this as a positive thing, but it was a very negative thing. The only thing that I need to do was to go to the store. That's the only thing that I need to do. The other things were all wants. Right? Today, I don't need to do anything. I need to go to I need to prove to my mom that I did do what I didn't do. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You know? You know why I'm thinking? Because it's already done. It's 8:55. We wake up at 5 o'clock. I've been up for 4 hours. And it's already done. The only thing that I had to do today is done. Which is kind of crazy. Right? This structure. And then even yesterday, I was feeling down. So what did I do? I went to buy junk food. Because if I had to do something, even if the thing I had to do was eat, it was still something to do. Because we were overworked last time, because we were overworked last year, we know there's a structure. So then I start thinking, okay, well, and this is where it gets crazy. Before, there's like a structure. Last time I didn't have a job was in 2017. We started working in 2018. 2017, I was off, right? I was off. Because I wasn't working, I was using my saving. Something I always do. Work really hard. Take a break, use your savings, then go back to work really hard. Right? That's when I had this problem was 2017. 2017 was 8 years ago. Very different person. You know? So now, here's a question. If in 2017 I didn't mind, why do I mind right now? Am I not more mature than 2017? I'm more mature. And I'm also more aware. See, in 2017, I didn't care. I didn't have a care in the world. 2017, you want to know the reality? I was a zombie. As long as I feed myself, right? As long as I get to do what I need to do and what I want to do, I'm okay. I got this job, yeah, but I can game after. I got this job, but yes, I can have some chicken wings, which is my favorite meal. By the way, chicken wings are special today, on this week. They're 60% off, which is amazing. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Kind of unbelievable. But all I ever needed to do was that. All I ever need to do was that. And that is it. That's pretty much it. It's weird though. It's weird. Because now that we identified that the lack of structure was a problem, how do we fix it? I can't ask for more hours because I'm lucky to have the hours that I want. Right? don't know. I don't know how to imply structure in my life. A schedule would be nice. But a schedule is, again, affecting my video. My schedule is when it was not raining. Well, you gotta do two things. You gotta do at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Now I just checked. The perfect time for making videos is 2 o'clock. Because at 3 o'clock it's cloudy and sunny, and at 4 o'clock there's thunders. It would be the perfect mixture. And that's pretty much it. You know? And it's also weird because I was talking about how weather affects my content. We just had a downpour. When this video started, we had a downpour. And I remember hitting 10,000 followers on TikTok, playing Fall Guy on Fortnite. Fall Guy. And watching this and celebrating 10,000 followers. That's the best part of my time making content, you know? Structure would be hobbies. See, okay. Last time that so you see, when I had a fight with my mom, but that period of time where I was very insecure, I went from being able to lie to everybody to being afraid that if I lie, I would hurt people, to not wanting to lie, but having spent so much time not willing to tell the truth, that the truth felt weird. The truth felt weird. Imagine that. Imagine how fucked up that is. The truth felt weird. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's the truth. The truth was the truth felt weird. So yeah. But then life was more simple. I was depressed. All I cared about was music. Yesterday when and this is possibly subconscious. Yesterday when we had a bit of a harder time emotionally, the lack of structure, what I did was I went to music. And my playlist on YouTube were songs that I would listen to when I was depressed. So I kind of went back to it, and I was like, oh my god, I remember the first time I heard this. Oh my god, I remember why I was listening to this. Oh my god, I remember remember working and listening to this album. You know? Like then all I cared about was music, gaming, and anime. Life was a lot more simple. You know? And then it's complex because life was more simple back then, less fulfilling. So I was getting less of a sense of I'm accomplishing something, less of a sense of what I'm doing is actually constructive. Making video is possibly the most constructive thing I've ever done in my life, which is a great thing, right? I just don't know. Because life feels more fulfilling, I should be better. But that simplicity I was not able to build it. Then yeah, question yourself. You want to live a simple life, you want to live a life that's fulfilling. Right? Which kind of equate to the simple equation of do I want to live something that is short-term satisfying? Or I want to do something that might have meaning in a couple of years? I don't know. See, when I think about this, I think about this simple life. I'm like, okay, well, that was the good times, right? Then I'm thinking about the 40 years I have left to live, if I'm lucky. And I want to do 40 years of that. Right? Do I see myself making content for 40 years? Well, it's complex because, okay, let's be honest. Do I see myself doing some content for the next 40 years? No. No, absolutely not. Here's what I mean. And this is kind of the first time that I talk about it. But again, I'm vulnerable, I'm feeling open-minded, I want to talk about it. Do I see myself making content for 40 years? Absolutely not. Because I don't see myself making this content for 40 years. I see myself, hopefully, having a family. See my kid grow. Make mistakes, grow up, fall, get back up. This is content. This is the next kind of content. So when I say, do I see myself making content for the next 40 years? No. Do I see myself making different kind of content for 40 years? Possibly. More likely. You know? But then again, imagine, okay, just imagine. You're getting kids, right? And you're being a father. You realize that all of that content, all of those need to make videos, just equate to a void in your life, just equate to a hole in your life. And instead of wanting to make videos, you kind of need to do something. You kind of need to fill a hole in your heart. Because you kind of needed to fill a hole, then you did whatever you need to do to fill that hole. What if having kids was that filling that hole? And what if, and only what if, having kids made me realize what if having kids made me realize that everything that I've been doing so far in life is meaningless? Right? Or the opposite. What if everything in my life led me to the point where I'd have kids because I had growth, because of personal experience, personal struggle, personal victories, personal experiences, leads you to grow up. And the person you grow up into is a better father than the person that you were originally in, right? Because you're a better father, you can take care of your kids. And all of that gave meaning to the most important meaning of your life, which is being a father. You understand? You understand? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. A lot of uncertainty. A lot of things that I'm not sure about. But then that's a part of life. That's life. I am unsure of being sure. And because I'm unsure of being sure, then I'm not sure about anything. And because I'm not sure about anything, I see myself question. And life is about finding answer. And then this is really comforting because maybe the structure that I needed all along was to look for answer. You know what's beautiful about finding answer? Your question? That you don't like the answer. You might not like the answer. You might be like, well, I was better off not knowing. Something was said to me, well, in a show, and it's crazy. This show is Children of Our Boys. And I've been watching this show for years. And when I say years, I mean decades. I've been watching this show since I was 12. I'm 32, so almost 20 years. Why almost? Well, it's 20 years. I don't know when I started watching the show. Let's say 20 years, just for the bragging rights. And one of the characters said, it is folly to be wise when ignorance is bliss. People don't think that being smart is a gift. It's not a gift. I wish I was fucking dumb. I wish I could entertain myself by masturbating. It's a simple thing, but oh my god, I can't believe I should have said that. It just blurred out. It's a figure of speech, of course. I wish I could be entertaining. I'd entertain myself doing the most menial task. Like doing dishes. There's a lot of dishes. I need to do a dishes like an hour. And instead of being bored, I'm like, you know what? This is cool. I'm listening to music, I'm doing dishes. It's okay. No. I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing dishes when I need to do a video. And I'm thinking about making a video. And I'm doing something, but I'm thinking about doing something else. Which means that my whole day was supposed to be 1, 2, 3 things to do. Do the dishes, clean up the house, buy some food. It just became, no. You gotta clean up the house, you gotta buy some food, you gotta cook, you gotta do the dishes, but you're also gotta make some videos, right? Yeah. Anyway, long enough video. Love you guys, take it easy. See you in about 6 hours. Nice video. Noise. Noise tweet.